Each week on this video, we'll give you sneaky waiver wire ads you could pick up and add to your roster this week, heading into week 5.
First sneaky ad is Michael Wilson on the Arizona Cardinals. 7 targets against the Niners, or 7 catches against the Niners. Looked really good in doing so. And he looked good the week before against the Cowboys, too. 2 really good defenses that he's doing this. The rookie out of Stanford, 3rd-round pick. Cardinals don't have a big outside receiver. Wilson is it. Hollywood Brown's great at what he does, but he's not a big outside receiver.
Yeah, he did catch all 7 of his targets, too. You like that? And you see teams tend to go back to what worked. Don't you think Hollywood Brown, Jeff, could be one of the receivers that does get traded at the deadline? Like, he's one. If there's teams that are looking for veteran wide receivers,
yeah,
he could be one of those guys. That would leave Wilson as a 10-target floor player. A disastrous day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes. Not only did they put only a mere 6 points on the scoreboard, they may have lost Kenny Pickett for a few weeks and Pat Freiermuth, the tight end. The sneaky ad here is the rookie tight end Darnell Washington out of Georgia. Washington is 6'7" and 265 pounds. Now, he was drafted near the end of the 3rd round in the real NFL draft, and the former Georgia Bulldog was billed mostly as a blocking tight end, but in the preseason, he caught a few touchdowns, looked like a real red zone threat. If Mitch Trubisky gets in there and favors the big guy, man, this could be a touchdown-dependent player to make value, but in the same way that Donald Parham and the Chargers, who's going to be your second sneaky ad?
I like a different tight end as a stream this week, and that's Ty Conklin of the Jets. We saw him involved a lot in the Sunday night game against the Chiefs, and he plays the Denver Broncos this week. The Denver Broncos are a tight end funnel, Alan. They are a team you want to start your tight end against. Cole Kmet scored twice yesterday. Point is, the Broncos are extremely thin at safety, and it shows in their coverage. Everyone talks about Patrick Surtain, and he's great, although not as great as he used to be. DJ Moore had himself a day yesterday. But Denver, they can be passed all over by the tight end. And I think the Jets offense is better when they involve the tight end. It frees up everything else. So Ty Conklin, tight end stream this week.
If you like boring picks, you're going to love sneaking Bengals veteran wide receiver Tyler Boyd onto your roster in week 5. T. Higgins left with a rib fracture, Jeff, and that leaves Boyd as the wide receiver 2 on the Bengals. But admittedly, it's tough to get excited about the Joe Burrow-led offense at the moment. But if things start clicking, Boyd did see 7 targets this past week, and he has upside for more.
My third guy is kind of wearing the Captain Obvious hat. It's Jaleel McLaughlin. He looked phenomenal, albeit against the Bears. The Bears tend to make a lot of people look good. But I love the full speed cuts that McLaughlin does. I love that he is a pass catching back as well. We thought Samaje Perine was the handcuff to Javonte Williams. And he still is there, and he was still involved in all phases of the game too. But McLaughlin was the guy that stood out in this game.
Terrace Marshall, the wide receiver on the Panthers, was left for dead in fantasy circles, but on Sunday, 10 targets, 9 catches, only 56 yards, but he passed the eye test if you watch that game closely. Carolina announced that they're in the market for a veteran wide receiver. After Marshall caught nearly everything thrown his way, that could easily change. Marshall could be a relief on your fantasy roster in the upcoming bye weeks in week 5 and in week 6 before the Panthers have their bye in week 7.
I'll throw in one sneaky bonus ad. Don't forget, Jameson Williams' suspension was ended 2 weeks early. He is eligible for the Lions this week, coming off a hamstring injury. You're not going to start him this week, but you want that talent. The talent is clearly there. It's just a question of how quickly they can work him in. But he's someone I want to add now before he gets expensive.
If someone is sitting there with 100% of their budget left, what percent, if they want to make absolute sure they get him on their roster? And I know everything's league dependent, but you're sitting there with 100. Everyone needs a receiver. Everyone knows about the upside. What are you bidding on him to get him?
So I'm touting it as the way to get him cheap before he breaks off. So I'm going to be leaning in that direction a little bit. I'll say 27%. Beat the 25ers.
If you enjoy videos like this, consider hitting the like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to get notified when RotoWire puts up new video content every day. And right now, you can get behind RotoWire's paywall for free. Just go to rotowire.com/try. And one more note, if you play fantasy basketball, RotoWire has a new YouTube page for 100% fantasy basketball. I've put the link in the video description below, and it's also on the main RotoWire YouTube page.